Like what I said earlier on this discussion, segment is going to be on the southern Kaduna killings implication to peace and security in our beloved country, Nigeria. I have with me here in the studio Alhaji Amin Alao, a legal practitioner, of course, a religious leader. Welcome to the show. Appreciate your coming. And it's been a very, very long time since he came to the studio to join us. No other person than Reverend Chris Emiwole. Welcome to the show. Appreciate your coming. Close to 2 years now, right? Yeah, close to. Welcome to the show. And a public affairs analyst and activist, cum politicians, I want to call him that, Ifalo Sibo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So let me start off with you before I come to the religious leaders. What's your take on what is happening right now in southern Kaduna, where you saw headsmen allegedly attacking that region? And of course, we're counting hundreds now being killed in that region. What's your take so far? What is happening?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate the President, General Buhari, for the final capture of one of the Boko Haram flags. It looks as though that has concluded the fight against terrorism, because we saw the way it was brandished on TV, making it look as though that's victory for the nation. And for me, I thought it was shameful that we have reduced the fight against terrorism to some form of media propaganda. And that is what has transmogrified into the genocide. I don't think it's just, they have called it Southern Kaduna killings. It's a genocide. It's a planned, systemic annihilation of the Southern Kaduna people. It's targeted. It's a strategy to extinguish a set of people. That's genocide. And we could marry that just with the Holocaust of Nazi Germany, where there was a systemic plan to extinguish the Jews, and that's exactly what we're saying. So I'm not comfortable with the subtle downplaying of the issue to call it Southern Kaduna killings. No, it is what it is. It's a genocide, and it is sad that absolutely nothing has been done for years now to stop it. It didn't just start now. It's been known for many. I was born in Kaduna. I had my primary education in Kaduna, in Ngwarumi. I've lived there, and I live in the north today, and I still have friends who are still from Kaduna. I know what is going on. It's a plan to reduce the number, to exterminate a group of people on ethnic and religious lines. And I think we should talk more about it.
All right.
I think we should speak up about it.
All right. Now, from your own angle, it's a genocide, and it's a plot, so to speak, to extinguish or to reduce or exterminate. All right. Let me just pause you here. Reverend, what's your take generally in this issue?
Well, even if it's one life that is taken, it's a serious matter. But when you are counting hundreds and then getting even to thousands, then it's really, really, really bad. I think it's condemnable by any reasonable person. And I do not feel that that's the right path to go if we want unity and if we want development in our country. Where some people now feel threatened, maybe because they belong to one ethnic group or they belong to one religious group, it's not good for our country. So I believe that for everybody who is saying what is happening in Kaduna is really, 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 really bad, and it's not something desirable for a nation that is passing through the condition we find ourselves.
All right. Al-Haji, what's your take on it?
Thank you very much. The Southern Kaduna crisis is a very serious matter. Whatever affects the life of an individual, where a life is taken, has to be taken very seriously. Because even on the day of judgment, the first issue that will be determined by Almighty God has to do with killings. To show how important it is before other matters will be tackled. And then I observed that there were arguments on numbers on the screen, which makes it more annoying in the sense that the life of an individual, as far as the Quran is concerned, if you kill a soul, it's as if you have killed the whole of humanity. I read the portions, Surah to Maida, that on account, I don't want to read the beginning. It was when Cain killed Abel. Abel told him, if you raise your hand to kill me, I will not raise my hand to kill you. I will allow you to go ahead and kill me, and then you add the burden of my sin to your sins, and then you go to the hellfire. Then God now said, on account of that, we decreed to the children of Israel that whosoever kills a human being for other than manslaughter or corruption in the earth, it will be as if he had killed all mankind. And who saves the life of one, it will be as if he had saved the life of all mankind. That is what Almighty God says. And so life is very, very sacred. And in fact, you do not make attempts to take it. And if it happens that it is accidentally taken, you have to pay blood money. Now, you will discover that what are in the papers? The army went and started recovering arms and ammunition from the Fulani herdsmen and then from the locals. Now, the impression that gives is that now the two parties have taken to arms and now have gone into a sort of war. The prophet said in one tradition that if two people take up arms against one another, two brothers, and then eventually one overpowered the other and killed him, the prophet says that both of them will go to the hellfire. The companion now said, why? He killed his brother. The brother is the victim. How will both of them go to the hellfire? He is the murderer. The prophet said, no. He said, since the brother also took up arms against him, he also had the intention of killing, but he only overpowered him. It will have gone the other way around. What it means is that it's even wrong for you to bring up arms against your brother at all. It's completely wrong. He even went ahead to say in that tradition that you should not jokingly stretch arms towards your brother. You bring up a pistol and then I say that point it to your brother, or bring out a sword or any arm at all, as if you are joking. Jokingly is not even allowed at all, to show how sacred life is. And the government too, all this while, I do not think the government have done enough.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
We'll get to that. Now, you just hold on. He has spoken at length, talking about the total condemnation of killing in his religion, Islam. But it's a religion of peace. He quoted a part of the Quran saying that if you kill one person, you've killed humanity, so to speak. For you to ever raise up arms against your brother is seen as a crime and as a taboo. Now, let's take a look at the religious aspect of it before going to the political and social aspect of it. And that when I'm going to come to, before I go to Ifalui Isibo. Now, from the religion is totally condemnable. But from what religious leaders over there are saying, pick up arms to defend yourself. Has it really got into that? Is that not going to instigate people to mass hysteria, sort of, picking up arms, and of course, start all over again with a killing spree?
Let me make this clear. Like when my friend was talking, my friend was portraying the situation as if it is a two-fighting issue, and that is not true. You see, what has happened over the years is not just only in Southern Kaduna, all over the nation. What has happened is that you're on your way. For example, if a police finds a dagger with me now, it will give it all the story. A pastor was found with a dagger, and then it will be given all kinds of interpretation. But we have, the Fulani herdsmen who are fully armed. In fact, some of them, you find them with AK-47 or whatever, then daggers and so on. Nobody is talking to them. When a man carries arm and the other guy doesn't carry arm, the man that is not carrying arm becomes susceptible to destruction. And that's what has happened. In fact, when people are now saying, please, you have to defend yourself, to me, it becomes an indictment against government. You cannot be at home early in the morning without planning. You are just thinking about what to do, how to take care of yourself and take care of your children. Suddenly somebody busts into your house and kills you. Then go to kill the other one and kill the other one. Then you find this kind of thing. So people are now saying, instead of me to allow my life to be taken like that, let me have something to also defend myself. That's the issue. It's not about inciting others against. It's why, for example, if you know I'm armed, you'll be careful to come to my house. If because you feel that I'm not armed, that's why you are taking advantage of me. For example, in the US, I know the argument was that, you know, some people were saying, Obama was saying, submit your hand. Some people say they will not submit their own because the criminals will not submit their own. You are not going to put me in danger. I had to preach in a church in America where many of them were carrying guns. Why? Because the issue is that you are not sure who enters the church and kills you. And we have cases where people have been killed like that. So it's not the issue of, kind of fighting back. It's that if the government cannot protect you, then you must protect yourself.
All right. Would you want to support that statement by a kind leader in that region? Protect yourself, defend yourself. Because from what you said, you brandishing arms, like, you know, you are guilty also of the same crime as the other person. If how you, what's your take?
Section 14, sub 2B of the 1999 Constitution as amended states that the welfare and security of the people is the primary purpose of government. So in a sane environment, we will not be talking about protecting yourself because there's a role the government has to play in protecting the citizens. But a situation where the government has completely failed in that aspect, that's why people are resorting to self-help. And it was shameful when I heard the governor of Kaduna State say that those who are preaching for people to fight back, he's compiling a list of them and they're going to prosecute them. Prosecute them because they are attempting to protect themselves from those you cannot protect them from. It's sad. You see, some people have argued that a terrorist organization is taking advantage or taking the name of the Fulani headsmen to wipe out the Southerners or the Christians in the Middle Belt. We've seen that happen in Benue State, we've seen it happen in Jos, we've seen it happen in some parts of Taraba, we've seen it happen in Kaduna for ages. Like I said, it is a systematic and strategic plan. It is not just an issue of two brothers fighting, no. Before, in Kaduna, there was an even distribution of Christians and Muslims. Kaduna State was the only state in northern Nigeria, in the core north, that had almost 50 to 60% of Christians. That is what these guys are fighting over. Kaduna is divided into two right now by the Kaduna River, northern Kaduna and southern Kaduna. Southern Kaduna is populated by majorly Christians, and the northern parts, majorly Muslims, Hausa Muslims. The arable land is in southern Kaduna. The industries are in southern Kaduna. The commerce in Kaduna State is located in southern Kaduna. That is why you have seen a continuous and persistent drive to extinguish those people there. You see, we've seen issues of when these Fulani headsmen attack these villages, they take over the villages. They now start living in those villages. So it's not just a matter of attacking and, you know, they now occupy the properties. It's a big deal. It is what should attract the attention of the world. And it's shocking that the president doesn't seem to be very bothered about it. When we heard the essay to the president on media, tell us shamefully that the president was not going to say much about it because it's a Kaduna State issue and the governor was handling it. I felt like slapping him on TV. The governor of Kaduna State obviously cannot handle this. That is the person who said he was paying compensation to the Fulani headsmen, to the Fulani terrorists. You are paying. No.
He never said it's because it's to the terrorists or the headsmen.
No, hold on, sir.
I'm going to fault you on that. No. I have to fault you on that.
No, you cannot fault me because
you don't have evidence of that. He never said he's going to pay compensation to Fulani headsmen.
No, listen to me, sir. Listen to me. He did not say he was going to pay. He paid. I'm telling you a fact.
Do you have proof of it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just hold on, just hold on. I'll come back to you later on. Alhaji, let me come to you. For what he just said, he said it's like a systemic fight against other religious group. It's like a religious war right now. What's your take on that?
Thank you very much. You see, particularly when we are on air, you know, there's need for caution and restraint, not to unnecessarily give religious coloration out of sentiments to communal clashes. Because definitely we know that we have adherents of a particular religion inhabiting a particular location geographically. It's like that all over the world. And so what we need to address is what is the primary cause, the root cause of this crisis? What led to the crisis? If we are talking that the Christians are in majority in southern Kaduna, and that the cities, the investments in southern Kaduna are more than in northern Kaduna, and we are talking of the Fulani S-men, they are taking over the villages, killing them in the villages and taking over their houses. So when we are talking of a city and a village, we are talking of two different things. So how will you go into the village to kill people in the village and take over their homes, make you not take over the industry in the city? So when we have communal clashes, we should not try to bring in religious sentiments. Because if we look at it, well, if you argue that it was on religious ground, it is not acceptable. On communal ground, unacceptable. On political ground, unacceptable. No matter the ground you are bringing. We are talking of human beings. We are talking of brothers. We are talking of brothers. God created only one Adam and one Eve. And then we are now very much on earth. We are brothers. Look at it from that angle. And then we need to sincerely look at the cause of this. Fulani S-men have been attacking even in the east. They go there, they attack. Nobody supports it. It is evil. It is ungodly. It is condemnable. But there should be no attempt to give the impression that some people are trying to wipe out some people away from a particular place for so reason. Where are the facts? Where are the figures? We should avoid trying to bring up sentiments that will further compound the problem. We are trying to find solutions to these problems. No matter how long you live in a particular place, do not give the impression that while you are there, you are one of those who are contributing to the problem. You should talk as if you are one of the people who are bringing solution, taking steps to bring solution to the problems. I was reading in a paper, and then among what I read, we call on leaders, in particular, political, religious, and otherwise, to desist from making inflammatory speeches that could escalate the situation. There should be no hate speech. Those speeches that point towards religious sentiments and ethnic jingoism. Now, we went ahead in a particular place in the newspaper, Nation's newspaper, of the 7th of January 2017, saying that it is clear that there are chiefdoms where we never experience any clash at all, because the traditional rulers there are out to promote peace. So, by the time you now don't generalize, no, it's a religious matter. You know, we are not there to pick out the evil ones again. We have traditional rulers who are to promote peace. We have those who are to promote war. Let us leave religion out of this. Because even if Muhammad and Jesus were to meet today, they will embrace. They will not fight. And if you talk of, let us bring in tribalism. The Jesus we believe in and the Muhammad we believe in, they are not even from Nigeria. They are not from our state. They are foreigners. So on what ground do you now feel that, okay, once somebody is far from me, is not my brother? And the Bible is talking that love thy neighbor as thyself. Adding that to the Lord our God is one God, love thy neighbor as thyself. The Bible now says that no other commandment greater than these two. When you see two neighbors fighting, quarreling, going to excesses, we should leave sentiments. Let us try to address this issue. Now, this issue is beyond religion. And then we should not try to give it religious correlation to avoid compounding
the problem. Okay, Reverend, if you hold on. I'm not going to allow you to react right now.
Okay.
Hold your horses. Calm down.
I'm calm.
You're not.
I am.
You're not. You're not calm. Let me come to you, Reverend.
Okay.
What's your take on this? From your own assessment, is there any religious coloration? Because what he said we should avoid religious coloration. But what if Ali Isibo is saying there seems to be a turn of religion, crisis, or confrontation in all what is happening in Southern Kaduna? What's your own take?
Well, somebody have the right to bring in religious coloration because of the circumstances involved. If you recall back at Boko Haram that became a monster, and you recall back at how it all began, and then the process that thing began to grow. You know, there was a time, even if I'm not mistaken, when our dear president now accused Jonathan of killing Northerners, where Jonathan attempted to tame the Boko Haram. At a point in time, it was not a problem when Boko Haram was targeting churches and bombing churches. It was when they started now bombing mosques and killing Muslims that the thing became a problem.
No, right from the onset, it was a problem.
Listen,
Because in my field, it was a problem. Be careful about the statements you make here.
Listen. Can you fault the fact that there was never a time our dear president accused Jonathan of killing the Northerners when he was attempting to deal with Boko Haram?
Until Jonathan made it clear, he became satisfied with his explanation.
Okay, so listen.
So
then you cannot.
Let's focus on Kaduna right now.
Okay, then listen.
Yes.
I'm only telling you that. For example, who are the herdsmen? The herdsmen. There's no Christians among the herdsmen. They are predominantly Muslims. Then who are these victims that are being killed? They are Christians. So if you look at it, is there any proof that among these ones that are massacred and killed, that there are Muslims among them? Is there any proof? Can anybody say the cause are still available? Point the cause of Muslims among them. So when somebody makes an assumption that this may be religious, you cannot blame the person, because there is in Kaduna State there are places where the Muslims are built. There are places where the Christians are built. Why can't the herdsmen go to the quarter of Muslims and kill them? Okay. If they do that, then the issue of religion will not be there. But you will find out that whether it is religious or not religious, the issue is that the herdsmen killing are Muslims. The guys being killed are Christians. So you will not for the fact that it's becoming like a religious issue.
All right. All right. Now, it may also interest you that some Muslims are still affected with this Kaduna killing, Southern Kaduna killing. Some Muslims are still affected.
Do they have proofs of cause?
Hold on.
Is there anybody that proof?
Reverend, hold on now. I use the word some.
You are just asserting.
Now, I am not asserting. Now, if you take a look at our country, because right now, if I look, you're like common now.
Are there proof?
Like what Al-Haji said, you go to the east, we have the issue of Fulani headsmen. Even here in Edo State also, you have the issue of Fulani headsmen attacking villages, eating up their farmland and the rest of them. You understand? Even the South also, the same thing. Those are that's clear, that religious coloration aspect of it that you are hampering on or hammering on.
Well, thank you. And I want to agree with my dear brother on the far side that killing, as long as it involves life, is a problem. But like I said at my opening remark, this is not just killing, this is a genocide. And we'll be kidding ourselves if anybody tells you that there's no religious coloration to this. We'll be joking, we'll be lying to ourselves. Where we have Sanga, Jumai, Kaura, Kauru, majorly Christian local government areas being mostly affected, where we had over 1,000 people killed, where we had 1,422 houses razed down, 58 villages attacked, 16 churches burnt. Then someone is trying to massage the story that, we should not see it as a religious.
Are you not trying to say that Muslims don't dwell in that community?
Let me tell you.
No, hold on now. Ipali, answer the question.
That's what I want to do.
Are you not saying that Muslims don't dwell in this local government area?
Let me tell you, my brother.
You've not answered the question yet.
I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do.
Please do answer it. Are there Muslims in this region?
Listen, you asked a question. Let me answer you.
All right.
These are Christian-dominated local government
But
councils.
are there Muslims in that region?
There are Fulanis in that region.
Good.
But they are a minority few. You cannot, for example, you cannot call Delta states a state of mixed religion. I don't know Muslims in Delta state, but it's largely Christian-dominated.
Because
you can also call Borno states, a state of mixed religion, because majority of them, they are Muslims. This is the point I'm trying to drive at. The areas that have been attacked consistently are Christian-dominated.
But you have Muslims there too.
There are Muslims everywhere.
Okay.
No, I'm coming.
All right.
I'm coming. The Kafanchan, for example, and all the local governments have listed, those are all Christian-dominated areas. He talked about Fulani headsmen. First of all, is it not sad that we're even having to allege that most of these Fulani men are not Nigerians? So we're having foreigners invade our nation. They pass around the border states, Borno and the others. They come to Kaduna. We're not having Fulani headsmen attack villages in Borno State or in Yola. or in Adamawa or in Kano. We're not having them do that. Like he said, if that was the trend of the Fulani men, we can say, oh yes, this is a different issue. But that's not the case. What happened in Benue State? Is Benue State not majorly Christian dominated? What happened in Jos? What is happening in Edo State and in Delta State? And the sad part of this, sincerely speaking, is that we're not seeing much from the government, in attacking this issue. And that is saddening, because people are now having to protect themselves because there's a seeming failure, of governance. And I must tell you the truth, without mincing words. We should be clear about this. As long as we condemn the killings, we should address it at the root cause. What is the root cause of this thing? And I just told you, it is a plan. Believe it because it's true.
Okay, thank you so much for your own analysis. But I believe that we have Muslims also in this region.
Are they as affected? Are they as affected as the Muslims?
That is the truth.
They are not.
They have Muslims also in this region. Now, let me come to you, Al-Haji. When this thing started, the presidency, they didn't say anything about it, because he said that El-Rufai, the governor of that state, will be able to handle this situation. Don't you think that was a mistake on his part?
Thank you very much. I said the first comment I made, I was trying to come to the issue of government. Government in Nigeria has not only failed in respect of security and securing the lives and properties of this nation, but government have failed generally. Since independence, we have had in power, some say they are vagabonds in power. Ella is sang in the song. You never had any sincere or serious-minded government. It's either you have a government that appears to be sincere but does not have the knowledge of what to do, is confused, does not know what to do, and then you have the one that has knowledge, who will not use knowledge to assist the nation. And so the area of security is not left out. I said in one of the programs on air, I think on ITV too, that if government will fail to protect us, they should allow us to have arms. Let us all be armed so that we can protect ourselves. I've already said it before. But this issue, you see, we should display genuine love for humanity and not sentimental love as it generally have been displayed. For example, let me give you an example. If you are told, an average human being is told that there was an accident that happened, 99 people died out of the 100 in the bus, but one person survived, and that one person is his relation, you'll be jubilating. The life of the 99 does not concern him.
That's right.
Oh, my brother survived, my son survived. Oh, thank God. Hey, you go do Thanksgiving. Yes, you go for Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is the human nature for you.
Human nature.
On the other hand, conversely, if he's told that, oh, in that bus, everybody survived, the only person that died was your brother, your person. You say, why? God, why have you done this? Why did you kill the 100 and 99? And let your brother. So that is, you see, and then we are bringing this to air. I'm a Christian, and the people they are killing, they are Christians. How does that matter? Is that what you are here for?
But it is America that they have Muslims also in that community, in that region.
I don't want to, you see, without you even cautioning or interjecting, the viewers, the listeners, they know that in Nigeria, there is no particular place that you say, oh, this particular domain, this particular locality is inhabited only by Muslims or only by Christians. We have freedom of religion. You can convert, you can revert. To now give the impression that the particular location is inhabited 100% by Christians, that would be misinforming the public.
Nobody said 100%.
The impression
largely dominated.
If you please do not interject. It will get to your turn. You just hold on.
You see, so we shouldn't give that impression here. We are here to find lasting solution to all this crisis, and we have agreed that killing is unlawful, killing is criminal, killing is very wrong, very wrong. And then we are aware of the atrocities of these Fulani S-men going to farmlands, destroying lives and properties, and trying to occupy these places. But we should not try to now say, oh, there is a deliberate plan, a deliberate attempt to wipe out Christians from a particular part of the country. I will not agree to that. I will not agree to that.
Okay. Now you just hold on that. Now let's take a look at the government of the day, because from everything that's been said right now is a failure of government to really secure lives and property in that region, even the region where you get to have Fulani headsmen invading villages, towns, cities, you just name it. What do you think government should really do to secure lives and property to prevent it from happening again in that region? Because from what he said, antecedents have shown that yes, these things do happen once in a while, but for now it seems to be a recurring decimal and people are getting so worried. Should there declare state of emergency in southern Kaduna?
I think that the body language of the government is the first thing that we must look at. I'm aware that you have had killings in America, but each time you have those killings, you will find the American president. We're even talking about maybe 3, 4, 5 persons. We have never had this kind of mass killing in America. But each time you have those killings, Obama will leave Washington DC and go to that state to go and find out what really happened. Have at least first-hand information about what really went wrong. You know the American state is even more independent than our state here. But the man still goes from Washington DC to a place. They're talking about hundreds of people. And the president is sitting tight in Abuja and tell you that where the state government is in control. I feel that as a human being, that's not fair enough. My candid opinion about our governments, whether state or local government, we don't have value for our lives here. And that is the problem. Americans have value for the American government have value for their citizens. They have shown it over the times and over the years. So the first problem we have is that our government must have value for its own citizens, which they are supposed to govern and protect. So when the government do not show that enough reason why lives must be saved, then you have this kind of crisis. If you know that if you kill, you'll be brought to book, then this thing will not continue. You must know that this thing has been going on for so many years. Tell me one Fulani man that have been prosecuted and sent to jail for killings. So once you don't have this kind of thing, people do whatever they like because they know that at best they'll be arrested and the matter will die at the police station. So once you have that kind of behavior, you have this thing. You cannot solve this problem until the government becomes decisive on these issues. To take life is not a joke, because when you take one life, you must know that at least nothing less than 10 persons are tied to that one life that you have taken, whether a brother, a father, and so on and so forth. And then you just terminate somebody's life for not even a cogent reason. He didn't steal, he didn't commit adultery, and then you just cut life. So I believe that the government must show reasonable action to show that they don't want this thing to happen.
All right, Ifeanyi, before I come to you, I have to take a short break now for the news update for 9:30. We'll be right back to really throw some more light into this government of the day. Have they failed in securing lives and properties? We'll be right back.
Somebody lift your hands as we celebrate the greatness of our God. He's great and he's greatly to be praised. It's a worship song that says this: our God is awesome.
My God is awesome. He can move a mountain. Keep me in the valley. Hide before the rain.
Come on, our God is awesome.
My God is awesome.
He heals me when I'm broken.
He'll
God is awesome, the world is full of iconic figures. The people praise him, they stock us up at a high percentage. The giants in our eyes, the sky's the limit. The picture painted is larger than life, but God is bigger. Your God is greater. I weighed him on the scale like Crocs and Gators. Found that only God can save us. And God is gracious, that's who we flock to. In the day of trouble, and when we blow it like hot food.
All right, the Kaduna crisis is quite unfortunate. We've seen scores of people losing their lives and no one is really happy about it. Both the Christians and the Muslims are not really happy about it. Well, it raised so much dust, religious dust, political dust, dust of interest, and of course the government of the day in Kaduna State being so incompetent in handling the situation. That's what some people are saying, or else not related to that state. All right, if I lose you, now let's focus on the government of the day. From what Reverend, of course, Alhaji said, it's like they failed in that region totally to bring forth peace. Should they declare that region a region of emergency, as in declaring a state of emergency in that region until everything is brought under control? And what should be done also about these killings by these Fulani headsmen in other parts of the country? Because not only in southern Kaduna, it happened in Benue State, even in the south region also it happened. So what's your take generally? Sort of emergency, or everyone to arms, or Israel, or to all arms, or southern Kaduna? So what's it going to be?
Well, thank you. Many Nigerians don't agree if you tell them that it's a government, because they don't believe that the government will be so nonchalant in the face of this genocide, like I've said it. You see, let me quickly remind you that February to May 2015, there was this issue of cattle rustling in Kaduna, where some funny guys were stealing cattle, and they run to the mountains and hills. And when El-Rufai became governor, then with collaboration with the federal government, they set up a task force of the police and the army, and they went into those hideouts and they rescued 30,000 cattle and gave it back to the owners. They killed some of those rustlers, those who were stealing the cattle, and in a short time, that issue was handled. Cattle were the ones that were stolen. Now, we're talking about human lives that are killed continuously. And we are having the governor say, we are setting up a Agwai committee. But I said, is this the time to set up committees? You didn't set up a committee when cattle were being stolen. Now that lives have been taken, we're setting up committees. And that the presidency is paying no service, I won't say lip service, so this issue is troubling, And just a few days after the big attack in Angwarimi, 800 Nigerian soldiers were sent to South Sudan for peacekeeping. And I was just amazed that we are now more bothered with the issue of Sudan than the issue of Southern Kaduna. Until recently, before the presidency, they sent some soldiers there. And if you go there today, the soldiers are on the highway. They're not in the villages where these things are happening. They're not in those hamlets and towns where these things are where these killings are happening. The Fulani headsmen or the Fulani terrorists are not invisible. People know where they are. They see them rejoicing after attacks. They've taken over this location, so they're not invisible. What then should the government do to attack such an issue? I'm a little bit weary because what the best we can do is to offer suggestions. But if there's no willingness on the part of government to check it, it's all going to end as just mere talking. Why can we not have a battalion stationed in southern Kaduna? Why do we have to send a truckload or a few soldiers there to just go and sing and whistle? It's all media just for the people to feel that the governor, like I was telling you before you caught us for last time, it is not an allegation or an assertion that the governor of Kaduna State paid a compensation to the Fulani terrorists. It is a fact. He said it. I heard him say it. I read it in the papers. Is it not disturbing that people who should be apprehended, who should be prosecuted, who should be killed, the government, whose duty it is to protect the people, is paying a compensation to those people. And he said they're compensating them for the cattle they lost after the 2011 post-election violence. I was bemused and flummoxed that we have elected very unreasonable people.
Hold it now. Enough.
So, no, I'm coming.
Enough.
No, hold on, no.
Look, see.
Understand. No, excuse me.
If I
will not allow you.
Let me finish. Hold on now. I will let you finish, but you have to hold on first.
Okay.
Now listen. No matter how would I call it now, perturbed you are, try as much as you can to watch the language.
It is not about language. Listen to me, Wilson. You are mistaking this issue. It's not about language. When somebody
listen to me.
When
watch the language.
Beautiful.
Watch the language you are using.
When an elected officer behaves in an unreasonable manner, it is not insultive to tell him that he has behaved in an unreasonable manner. They are your servants. They are elected to serve. They are not gods.
But they are your leaders.
So beautiful.
So please,
they were elected. They were elected to lead, and so they are responsible to the people. So if a governor has done something I perceive as unreasonable, I should be able to say what he has done is unreasonable. That's not an insult.
Then use the word, according to you, it's unreasonable. Not unreasonable people, because that is an insult. So for that reason, hold on.
No, okay, let me continue.
Summarize, please.
Okay. Governments must decide to fight it. Some people, have argued that because it looks as though the government of the day is not so bothered because those affected are Christians. But I don't want to agree with that. I think I want to believe that the president meant what he said when he said it was for everybody and was for nobody, even though that's not how it looks. But I want to believe that he meant it. We must speak out for those in Ngwarimi. We must speak out for those in Angwamboro. We must speak out for those in Angwansariki. We must speak out for those in Bini Kanu. We must speak out for those who have been affected. It is not enough to try to massage the issue. Government has totally failed. As for those who have said, let us arm those who are affected, I cannot blame them. But look at it. It's going to be unfair. These Fulani terrorists are trained to use the guns. Who's going to train those in Southern Kaduna? Who's going to train the minority Christians? So we cannot, it won't be a fair match to say, okay, let them arm them. How are they going to have access to these guns? They are very expensive. People the guns are being given to the terrorists to use. Who's going to give guns to the Christians to defend themselves?
All right. Thank you so much. I can see that you're very, very perturbed and a little bit more sentimental on these issues.
It's not about sentiments. These are the facts, and that's what I'm really
Hold on. Haji, our time is almost up. Could you please advise people of Kaduna, because I know that they are seeing us everywhere in Nigeria, because on Go TV, channel 107, they are watching, even online they are watching, on our website also, they keep seeing what we're doing, even right now, they're listening. So what's your own take, briefly?
My advice to people of Kaduna, particularly the Fulani S-men, is that, and the parties generally, they should sheath their swords, and they should try to prevent the occurrence of this ugly incident. And then we should also try to, as much as possible, publicize good relationship and peaceful coexistence among these communities. This will also encourage long-lasting and enduring peace. We shouldn't be reminding them of incidences that may lead to clashes. And then very, very importantly, in order to show that even if the Fulani S-men claim to be adherents of Islamic religion or Muslims, killing is forbidden in Islam. And even in real war situation, the Prophet has forbidden that you should kill women, that you should kill children, that you should destroy farm products, you should destroy churches and mosques and religious leaders, and so on and so forth. There are even rules of war. And so what they are doing is not Islamic, it's not recognized by Islam, it's completely ungodly, and should be discouraged. And government on their part should try as much as possible to be proactive, ensure that you react spontaneously when issues of life is affected.
Exactly.
If the government has responded swiftly, I do not think all this will have actually been of this magnitude that we have experienced. It's very, very unfortunate.
All right. Thank you so much, Al-Haji. Reverend, briefly.
The government should disarm these herdsmen, because somebody can carry arms and you tell him you should not use them. I don't see any reason why they are so armed. The government should disarm them. That is the first thing. If you don't disarm them, you will continue to have these kind of questions. Number two, I will speak to the Southern Kaduna brethren that they should take it easy. In the first instance, what have happened has happened. I feel the way they feel, but life goes on. They should take it easy and learn the art of forgiveness. Because there's no need of killing somebody else because they killed your own. Not necessary. Otherwise, if we do that, it will become an endless cycle. So we preach forgiveness, and I believe that should sink into their heart. God is in control of the earth and is in control of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Follow you briefly.
Well, I don't agree with you, sir, that they should take it easy. Nobody takes killing of his brethren easy. But what they can do, we're going to keep speaking out for them. They're going to keep speaking out for themselves. We're going to keep putting government on his toes to take action. We will not take it easy. We will not take it lightly. We will forgive, but we will not allow it sustain. Something must be done about it, and it must be done now.
Thank you. Thank you, Follow Isibo. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate your knowledge. Say, so, El Rufai, I believe you're listening to us, so maybe your people are listening. Prove to Nigerians that you are not incompetent in handling the situation. That's what Nigerians want to see. Prove to us that you are not incompetent in protecting the lives and property of people that have been kept under you. Safeguard life and property. That is your duty. And of course, for our government also, I know you're watching. Do something about it, right? Not spiral to another dimension. Nobody wants it. One life lost too many is quite annoying, sudden. Anyway, we'll do it again, same time next week, Sunday, God willing. Bye for now.